It was very
Hello， 这里是意大利 N 赛。刚刚看完的台湾 N 赛还好吗？现在我们又马上进入了意大利 N 赛哦。
Alex Kuhn won the first round. You can probably tell by how big he's smiling there. But yeah, so he won the first round, and now going into the second round of this game. Second game of this match. I'll use the right words here. So we're going to see their teams very, very soon. So off screen we have Alexander Kuhn's. It's going to be Sceptile, Rayquaza, Kyogre, Zapdos, Scizor, and Clefairy. So a lot of Pokemon you don't really see. And then Giovanni Milani's, which is on your screen, is going to be Smeargle, Xerneas, Talonflame, Salamence, Raichu, and Groudon. So very similar to some of the last Pokemon we saw.
Yeah, now we see Alexander always, he already told me he just likes the Big Six matchups because he just feels very comfortable in the matchups, and yeah, that's most likely the reason why he's always 1-0 against Giovanni. And also interesting choice for Giovanni playing the Big Six, Xerneas Groudon core with Talonflame and Raichu. So always the one mega Pokemon. Maybe you just need one fake outer. So push up the Kangaskhan and playing Raichu.
Yeah, and I mean it helps against Thundurus. Thundurus has been everywhere.
Yeah.
Like I mean, in
Thundurus has been everywhere,
especially at German nationals. Thundurus really putting in a lot of work with those prankster Thunder Waves. But guys, we're going to get into the match very, very soon. Once again, Alexander Kuhn 1-0 at this point in this match, and he's on the left-hand side of your screen. And then we've got Giovanni Milani on the right-hand side of your screen, and both players looking kind of nervous, looking kind of like they want to get involved into this match. And we're going to see their leads extremely soon. So for Alexander Kuhn, we've got the Sceptile and Scizor, very exciting, and then we've got the Xerneas Smeargle lead.
好，这边 Alexander 已经有1比0的优势，现在是瑞士人第3名了 ，BO3， 然后 Alexander 这边哇，蜥蜴王加螳螂，果然有套路，很激情。等一下，我为什么这么激情
？Pokemon against Xerneas because Bullet Punch do a lot of ton of damage, and he's always can if you run a feint, you always can feint an attack into the Smeargle. Let Xerneas boost if you got something in the back for it, and always do so much damage with Bullet Punch.
Yeah, I mean, on Alex's team, he does have that Zapdos option, and we have seen from Jamie Boy in the UK Nationals that Zapdos is a Pokemon that can use Roar. So maybe he might want to roar out a Xerneas that's boosted. Maybe that's part of his plan. But Scizor, as you say, putting a lot of pressure early on in this match. And here we go, we see Sceptile is going to Mega Evolve here. So when Sceptile Mega Evolves, it does get that Dragon typing as well, and also the Lightning.
好 ，Mega 蜥蜴王
，Scizor is going straight for that Bullet Punch onto the Xerneas here.
这边子弹拳，哇，好疼啊！命运子弹拳。
How's he going to respond? Oh, there's a Life Orb there, and
替个身防黑洞。
Alexander Kuhn's Sceptile, so it's going to be able to survive any
大地控制
Xerneas is going to use. I mean, and there's the Geomancy, so something that we're used to seeing a lot on stream now. So Power Herb being activated, we're going to have these boosts, special attack, special defense, and speed. But Smeargle's free to probably just drop the Dark Void.
Yeah, most likely the Dark Void. But I think I'll.
那么这边会黑洞隧道了吗？啊，台湾 miss 啊，尴尬。
That's not fun for Giovanni.
哦，再回避。
That's alright. And special defense falling.
螳螂 miss 了黑洞，但是画狗为了弥补这一下 miss 啊，加了个回避，这还是可以的。
By Dark Void, I don't mind getting Scizor hit by Dark Void, but like we saw the Life Orb damage, you don't rather Lumberry.
Yep.
Yeah, against the booster, I'm not sure if Sceptile, if he's special attack, if he's going to able to get a knock off on Xerneas. I doubt it, to be honest. Well, but I'm pretty curious how he's going to handle Smeargle right now, because the evasion boost in the last game we got was a very big deal.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so it's going to be obviously.
这里的话呢
previously, so if Alexander's running it, he might want to feint into the Xerneas or into the Smeargle to take away a slash, possibly, which he does. Life Orb damage coming out onto that Scizor, and you see the follow me from Smeargle trying to take any attacks that Mega Sceptile was going to want to do, and the Xerneas is going to
闪得死螳螂吗？我觉得闪不死。
So we've got
是的，闪不死螳螂。
Steel typing Pokemon don't take as much damage from Fairy type moves as
这边龙波很稳，打中了。加回避并没有什么卵用。
He's going to use Dragon Pulse to take out the Smeargle. So even with that evasion boost, Smeargle going down this turn.
Yeah, very well.
Smeargle going down this turn.
He was
画狗，这回合升天了。
Because that's always the advantage when you play such, I would say, creative teams. You always have to know how to handle against big six combination. And yeah, he played a very great out, especially when he got the Rayquaza. I'm not really sure if Xonias is in the KO range from Extreme Speed. But anyways, we see the Talonflame,
which is a Pokemon that Alex probably doesn't want to see at this point. Obviously, the Brave Bird doing massive damage to Mega Sceptile, and any Fire-type move doing incredible amounts of damage to Scissor. So we've got to see. We probably would see a Bullet Punch coming out onto the Xerneas here. So it might want to protect, but it could also take a feint.
Talonflame is able to get a knockoff on both.
加门鸟上来的话，还是可以压制一波螳螂，因为加门鸟速度比螳螂快。 要怒打一手保护，那么蜥蜴王可能要爆炸，勇鸟是的，蜥蜴王爆炸，送掉蜥蜴王，那么有下马威吗？但是加文列有快防啊，佯攻加先制有没有这种可能？
Yeah, I mean, obviously this isn't Pokken Tournament, but Sceptile is a Pokemon that's available in Pokken Tournament, known for its speed.
在快防的掩护下，这个先闪似乎是没有敌人，简称无敌。
I think it's great.
Actually, he was planning to go to play Pokken here in Italy, but he had so a great season.
因为前面的人数我们都在看台湾的颁奖典礼，台湾的决赛，台湾的颁奖典礼。
So I guess it's maybe the reason why he's playing it.
A bit of a homage there, being like, if I'm this good when playing a Sceptile in Pokken Tournament, I'm definitely going to use it for my last European national tournament this season. So here we go, there's that Rayquaza coming in, where he's got a chance to be able to use an extreme speed and a bullet punch or feint onto that Xerneas to pick up the knockout. Is how is Giovanni going to be able to deal with this? Obviously the Brave Bird is going to be able to go onto the Scissor, so he's probably forced into using feint.
He is actually, because thanks to feint you can break up the quick guards by Talonflame if you don't want to get any.
这边内空做的话。 啊，有点尴尬，因为内空的神速比螳螂的佯攻要快，那么还是会吃这一下快防的死。那就尴尬了，就神速加喷水吧。如果有喷水的话，稳的不行，感觉。保护带龙。
Again, Mark is really stupefying people that use traditional Pokemon. He's got to protect his Kangaskhan there, which is not a move that you commonly see. Seen it a little bit every now and then. But the Mega Rayquaza going to use extreme speed to knock out Mark's Rayquaza. Airlock now out of action, and there goes Kyogre. I think that was a Water Spout, wasn't it?
Yeah.
这节奏就在 Eric 这边。 围巾海皇。
It's always a little bit tough.
然后内功就保护一下，这边海皇也打
I was trying to brush up on some stuff before this, but all I know is like pizza, pasta, and that's.
Yeah, I think Kyogre. No.
或者说我方海皇会点打的，然后选择让戴龙去击杀内功。戴龙不可能击杀这个内功的呀。可以，不易打可以杀。哦，不易打打到这边，那应该是哇，西跌塔。critical hit， 打雷吗？打雷吗？哇，根源波动，想什么？这居然点根源波动。哦，可以。 原来是画龙点睛，降过双防，然后根源波动死。哎，这一波打的真的是可以。4点血并不可能超杀，那么稳的不行了。哇，这个根源波动真的打得非常可以。好，电马威，根源波动中了。哇，这个马克这一波根源波动确实是让我大开眼界。我当时确实是没想到画龙点睛的那个降双法，忽略了这一点。
Oh man, how do I deal with this?
Yeah, so
围巾海皇的胜利。
not someone that most people would probably count as a favorite. Most people outside of Italy, probably even the Italians, don't know him too well. But yeah, I was really impressed with his play, and yeah, once again, he's really showing why he was able to claim that #1 spot on Battle Spot for so long. And just looking at how well he played the team, I mean, we've saw Choice Scarf Kyogre make some appearances here and there, but most people would prefer to play in a very offensive, like hyper-offensive way, where they would like lead, I don't know, like Kyogre and Talonflame, for example, exactly for that quick guard, and then just Water Spout until they faint, and then hope that they can take the game somehow. However, Mark really, despite also playing his team very offensively, also manages to get in this positioning and have like protect on his Kangaskhan, and you really knows, like you can really see how much experience he has with that team.
好，进入到 BO3 的第二场。
He was able to make some switches here and there, and then in the end, I mean, of course, Origin Paul's accuracy could have, of course, also been the downfall
Quite
here.
shaky, yeah.
But in the end, yeah, the odds were in his favor, and he managed to put himself into a position where he, yeah, was able to take the game.
Yeah, I mean, getting that getting that Kyogre back in later on in the game with that rain up, as you said,
Yes.
like just so much damage potential from the Origin Pulse, which is not something that you usually see. But guys, we're going to talk about the teams now on your screen. You can see Eric Rios' team, which is going to be Rayquaza, Weavile, Amoonguss, Ferrothorn, Thunderous, and Kyogre. And then for Mark Duo, we have Kangaskhan, Smeargle, Rayquaza, Choice Scarf, Kyogre, Ditto, and Talonflame. If you're Mark, do you make any changes? If you're Eric, how do you respond?
If I was Eric, I would definitely
我觉得
look
不
into
改，
bringing
就围巾海
those
皇首
grass
发
types, of course. I mean, both Ferrothorn and Amoonguss can be really good in this matchup. I think
这个
Eric
围
might
巾海
have
皇
not
或者
expected
说
Mark
加
to
个戴
just
龙，
straight go with that
戴龙首发
Kyogre,
戴龙加海
because, of
皇，
course, seeing
这
two,
波压制性可以的。
yeah,
grass
two
types
grass
and a
types.
Thunderous.
Yes, exactly, in team preview. But with that Smeargle, I think that is really, and also like having potential dual fake out option with his Kangaskhan coming in from the back. He does have the what it needs. Like he has the tools to even overcome something like an Amoonguss and Ferrothorn. So I could potentially see the Talonflame make an appearance here. But knowing Mark, yeah, he might as well just go with the exact same thing once again.
So here we go, guys. We got the second game in.
哦呼，这边是更换了一波首发。
and Eric Rios, and we're going to see that Smeargle Kyogre again from Mark, and it's something that he's comfortable with. We discussed this before, and the Ferrothorn.
这边依然是狗加
wants to touch that Kyogre.
狗加海皇，那么马里奥拉就很尴尬了。
Great adjustment.
你拍狗还是拍海皇？
So now he was like, okay,
我觉得拍狗，拍狗是很正常的选择。
Maybe he didn't know
然后
about the choice
海皇这
either.
里
So now he knows about
怎么打草纲呢？
a lot of information. We didn't see
换种吗？
the item Smeargle had
换
or
类
the
工作
item on Rayquaza, but yeah, in the end,
换类工作被马里奥拉打惨，
choice scarf and they had to bring either of
还
his grass
是
types
选
to
择
kill
拍
that.
这边
And
的
there
狗
goes a fake out
命运
from Weavile onto the
这
Smeargle once again.
边
Same play that he made in the first
OK
turn, and we're going to see the water
喷
spout
水
coming out from
马恩
Mark,
水喷水
and he's
伤
going to take down
哇
that
马里
Weavile
奥
and
死
do a
了，但
hefty
是
chunk to Ferrothorn there.
吃个
But how
藤
is
鞭
Ferrothorn
也
going
是
to
蛮
respond?
爽的哦。
Yeah, let's see. Either Gyro Ball or the Power Whip is probably most likely.
Yeah,
是
Power
打
Whip,
藤鞭死了吗？
Oh,
哦，3点血，尴尬，
Can actually
这3点血真的尴尬，还不如死掉。
bad for Mark.
suboptimal, yeah, for Mark because of course
Locked into that water
yes.
spout now, and 3 HP
深夜
isn't
不
going to
定
be enough to do particularly much damage to anything.
I think special defense got boosted here and the evasion dropped, but yeah, that again.
Yeah.
内工作，内工作是上来杀化狗的
If。you guys know what is being boosted, if you go onto Twitter and use #PlayPokemon, we'll pick it up.
这个海皇应该可以
But yeah,
不
so
管，
Kyogre might as well be coughing here to
螺
do
旋
damage
球都
against
可以。
Ferrothorn and Rayquaza. So he just
然
needs to
后
make
内
it
工
count.
作进
Yeah, I
行
would
对
probably
于化
just
狗的击杀。
guess that Mark will protect his Smeargle.
这3点血的海皇太卡惨了，还不如死掉，死掉是最好的。
And then hope that his opponent takes out the Kyogre. There it could also be made a case to switch out Kyogre right now, but since Eric does have the Rayquaza with extreme speed, maybe it can be tough to make something work.
Oh, he's just going to go for it. He wants to get Kyogre out of the field. How much damage is this going to do? Oh, I think that's possibly
这
one
边
damage
是
to
残
Rayquaza
疾
there.
喷水
So obviously not
没有
particularly
伤害的
caring what
喷水
happens to
画
his
龙点
Kyogre
睛
this turn. He's going to target down the Smeargle with a Dragon
是打
Slam, which is
杀
gonna
掉
pick
化
up the
狗，然后再
knockout.
接个螺
No,
旋球，
no protect
哦
coming out
尴
from that
尬。
Smeargle, surprisingly.
Yeah, so I don't know how Mark sees this turn.
要么
playing out, but
浪
maybe
起来
he
接
just
个
let
接个
both
种子或
Pokemon
者
go
干脆
down
不
and-
管是可以
We
的
do。see this.
哎，就是不管，这替身5点。
Wow. Yeah,
Real punish there.
what a great punish exactly from Eric. Of course, he knew that he could just make a safe play.
是
Even if the
的
Smeargle had，
不要管这海皇牙
Rayquaza's
了，
attacks
反正
would have
他已经
dropped,
没
but
用
then
了，
the Ferrothorn behind a substitute.
要被自己的海王坑死哦，剩
So
下
it
3
depends on
点
how
血。
Mark, if he's got that Rayquaza in the
关键是
back,
锁
he
招
might have a fire type
怎么
move,
办
but he's got to get through that substitute first. And Ferrothorn is, we've seen it before, even if it's
这里的
defensive
操
or
作
offensively
简单的
inclined,
飞起
it's just so
内工作
annoying to
保
deal with.
护
Yeah,
草纲
certainly
螺
we
旋
also
球，
saw it in the series we featured.
你海皇也敢换吗？
The Pro was,
Yep.
yeah, exactly before. But now that Kyogre did not feint that turn, and Mark is like.
我卡场卡到爆，好难受。
Maybe.
我都想跳进去把这海皇给补刀了。换角。这里，内功就看一下这边内功保不保护吧。可以选择不保护了，其实。保护可以躲一下下马威。 但是大龙真的会下马威吗？有时候不下马威可能会更好，比如说现在，因为对面第一回合并不能击杀你，你还不如直接闪身撞。拍的那一个回合可能自己就掉。
Getting ready to do some parental bomb damage, and yeah, that Ferrothorn is just sitting pretty there. And look, there's a
还是选择保护。
那
么这边读一手来个下踢怎么样？还是拍？
That was a fake out going on to the Mega Rayquaza there.
螺旋球收了这边，
onto the Kangaskhan,
我直接掉半血了，怎么办？啊，现在内动作速度又快，画龙点睛又厉害。草根又有替身，这就是乔尔顿的无解组合。low 解。
Yeah, maybe that Kangaskhan does not have a fighting type attack, and we do see
无意打了这边破替身。
Now let's see if that is even enough.
反正我知道我得死了，我知道你要画龙点睛我了。
doing enough to break that substitute there on Ferrothorn's end, and we're going to see the Dragon Ascent coming out from Mega Rayquaza for Eric Rioche.
哎，打替身是不触发草盾的吗？是不触发那个场次的吗？要被画龙点睛点死。
defense drops and special defense drops here, but Mega Evolution
这边选择打懒了，破替身的话根本可能会打草钢。哇，过热。其实会不会打这边的内功会好一点呢？毕竟内功已经2段化了吧。你这里把他的草钢放置了一下，你等下个回合再过热，是不是？ 你这里你既然判定了他的内功就要画龙点睛的话，他已经减2的防御了。你现在的海皇牙又是一个必死的状况。刚才直接把这边击杀掉，就是画龙点掉这边的内功就感觉可以赢啊。 那么是不是打错了呢？
By going for Thunderous over his Kyogre, after seeing Weavile and Ferrothorn, I'm sure Mark.
我们讨论一下，就是如果说刚才不去过热草钢，而选择画龙点睛这边的内功就好，然后最后就会变成雷队赢加草钢的战场，对上海皇牙加内功队的战场。那么怎么看都好像是这边的海皇牙要有优势一点哦。然后这个神速并不能杀死。再接个电磁波。 There goes a Thunder Wave from the Thunderous onto the Rayquaza, which now has the chance. 我感觉赢了，刚才还是还是比较常规性的思维一点，干脆读一读彻底一点，就减2画龙点睛，真的是点死。神速。神速完成了。 我也神速了。要10万伏特是吗？
Yeah, healthy. Yeah, so Delta Stream is now going to go down. So any flying type resistances that were given from that field effect are going to be missed. And there goes the Thunderbolt.
那么其实这里神速 CT 都杀不掉雷云。雷云的耐久可不简单啊。
Yeah, so that was a very interesting second game. Mark just trying to go with the same plan once again, leading with Smeargle and the Choice Scarf Kyogre. However, Eric having the perfect answer, not bringing his own Kyogre, having Thunderous in the back just for safety, bringing the Ferrothorn, showing substitute, and that was just what, yeah, like really got him the victory right
Just didn't fall into the trap there at all. And maybe this is something that Mark is trying to work on by coming to a live event in which you play best of 3. Obviously, he's got a lot of experience playing best of 1 on Battle Spot.
Yeah.
He needs to try and convert that experience into a best of 3 scenario, and he needs to try and rely on some of those support Pokemon that he's chosen, the Ditto, the Talonflame, to really work against that Ferrothorn.
Exactly, yeah, that is a very interesting point that you mentioned there. Mark really being more experienced in that best of 1 field, but of course, at the biggest tournaments, it will always be best of 3, since then you have the chance to adapt to what your opponent did in the first game. You have the chance to make some new team selections, bring different Pokemon to the game, just like we saw that Ferrothorn make an appearance here for Eric. And yeah, I'm sure Mark might have a second plan though, and yeah, he's definitely thinking about how to go about this. Yeah, I mentioned it before.
好，比赛已经又到第3场。
Look into for him, since that can deal with both the Amoonguss as well as the Ferrothorn. And while yeah, like Ferrothorn is paired up with the Kyogre, and we also do have a Kyogre on Mark's side. So usually you would think that Ferrothorn should be safe most of the time. However, there's also 2 Rayquazas that cancel out the heavy rain, and yeah, you can still go for the Flare Blitz even if you just have the regular Drizzle Rain from your own Kyogre. So yeah,
so
Talonflame could be interesting.
So speaking of the Talonflame on Mark Duo's side, his team, which you cannot see on your screen, is going to be Kangaskhan, Smeargle, Rayquaza, Kyogre, Ditto, and Talonflame. And Eric Rioche, who you can see on your screen now, is going to be Kyogre, Rayquaza, Ferrothorn, Amoonguss, Weavile, and Thundurus. If you're Eric, how do you maintain your lead?
Yeah, I definitely think that what he was going to, yeah, like the route he was going down in the second game was looked really promising. Setting up the Ferrothorn in a position where you can get off that substitute, and actually Mark's Kyogre being a little bit more bulky than you would probably expect from a Choice Scarf variant, really backfiring here because, of course, he was able to survive that attack, and then the Water Spout, of course, didn't do any damage at all. So maybe for the second game, if we saw the same leads, I would be very surprised if we did see the Water Spout coming out again. Of course, learning from what happened in that game. But yeah, then again, yeah, Talonflame would be something that could make an appearance here.
So, guys, once again, we are in Milan for the Italian National Championships 2016. We're in the round 4, and on the left-hand side of your screen, we have Mark Duo of Italy. Right-hand side of your screen,
Okay, 这边是
they are both 1-all. This is 1-all in this round 4 match, and we have that Talonflame
这边是还是马里拉在草纲的开场，我觉得草纲对好好像的压制确实爽。那么这边是选择了上加门鸟，那么加门鸟的快防和防住下马威吗？那得看你加了多少速度咯。反正马里拉肯定是极速的，加门鸟是不是极速有待商榷，看起来像是极速的，因为这个血量就是没有加。
And usually in a best of 3, that is something that you wanna
还是拍加门鸟，
in like the first game, but of course Talonflame only making an appearance now. Yeah, that was not possible yet, but
不想被理哦，根源波动了这一点啊，不点喷水了。
Yeah, we was able to get
还好，但是打草稿就打不动了哟。继续熟悉的藤边。
And going for the Origin Pulse, a big power whip coming out onto Kyogre with 5 HP.
Yeah, once again.
哎呀，好尴尬呀！被这边写醒步了，点根源波动，根源波动就不卡场了。
Once again, really strong position against the Kyogre.
根源波动确实不卡场。
And not so much. So Eric went for the fake out on the Talonflame, which was of course the bigger threat to his Ferrothorn. So even if the
你草纲要不要吃我火推啊
that means there's no Flare Blitz coming out, you know. So he was fine.
你敢神是我，我吃个给你一个火推爽一下，或者说我可以有快防挡你的神速。第一回合我是不是故意卖个破绽，让你觉得我没有快防
？That's the option that Mark really had to make. Do I want to really do some massive damage for one turn and then cripple myself for later on in the game, or do I want consistency? And it looks like he went for that consistency. We've got a Mega Evolution coming out from the Rayquaza.
保护防火推，这边快防不是爆炸。勇鸟打了这边内空座，内空座并没有点神速，哇疼
！Yeah, very good read potentially. As we will also see the Origin Pulse coming out.
根源波动能不能吸贴？吸贴就死了。没有吸贴。画龙点睛，点了加门鸟。肯定点加门鸟这里。感知画龙点睛。也可以，就既防了一波快防，也防了一波换人。当然换人是不怎么可能，这里只要有一手神速就可以。我方应该上一个能压制草根，比如说内空撞，是的没错。建议换走，建议海皇牙换走。
But yeah, having that overheat is like the only thing that he has.
Overheat 读对面神速，然后这边海皇牙换走，完全可以。然后内空死了，我就上天。
He wants to obviously land an overheat onto that Ferrothorn as well.
结果对面内空选择，我选择保护。
Obviously, he's in a position where he hasn't lost it just yet.
啊，海皇牙换走，读神速，这里是非常过瘾的。小戴，这边点过热吗？还是点神速？好，这边也换走。 独立一手过热，雷云。那么这个草纲可能会有点难搞。敌方神兽收走海皇牙，不想吃根源波动。哇，这神兽爆炸！哎，但是这边也独了，也不管你的草纲进神兽，那么是不是进入了一个非常厉害的局面？就围巾海皇没有办法挡得住了。没有神兽，没有先知技，先知技只有2周巨之心。
Yeah, there's not too much Eric can really do. I mean, there's Thunder Wave, of course, and if there's
Thunder
Wave, there's almost always a way. But Mark really maneuvering his Rayquaza in a position where now, also you can potentially see a little bit that since Eric opted not to bring his own
Wave 够用吗？但是吃个乒乓也不好受啊，我觉得。这边就是我摆明就有一手过热，你草纲怎么办？我这里一手下马威，一手过热，这海皇牙都不用出场了，我觉得。
Yeah, so the Mega Evolution coming out from Kangaskhan there. Are we going to see that fake out into one of Eric's Pokemon? It's actually going to see the Protect coming out from Pokemon. Doesn't want to take any damage there. And are we going to see there goes the fake out into the Thunders there? It's going to take a fair amount of damage there with the Parental Bond doing both.
干脆读个保护怎么样？
And then, obviously, and there goes the overheat into the
并没有
Ferrothorn.
读个保
It's
护
going to get a little bit
这
of HP back
耿
with
直过热
the
也可以
leftovers, but
那么这里如果电马威的话，还是有机会赢的哦。是我就双点了，双点草纲稳的不行，不行，双点草纲这速度很尴尬，还是舍身雷云吧。就这里双点草纲尴尬的地方就在于，如果你过热或者电马威，过热 miss 或者电马威到的话，比较爆炸。是的。 马上电磁波。
The most obvious moves, but like maneuvering around a little bit, or maybe he feels like just going for these attacks
舍身撞
straight there
撞
is
左
what
边
he has to go for, and it looks like that is the case.
有没有果？我都出不来了，死了。这边有没有电马威？有没有电马威？ 并没有电马威，果然恭喜马克！2比1赢下了瑞士的第4轮，非常恭喜。
UK National Championships. Eric, of course, already qualified for the day 2 at Worlds. So yeah, Mark really proving himself once again, beating a Worlds level competitor here.
Yeah, I mean, he's king of the hill in battle spot at the moment, and he's managing to convert these things into a win here in Milan. Best of 3. He really adjusted well for that second game, and he knew that Ferrothorn would just be a big thorn in his side, pun intended. And yeah, he just made sure that his Rayquaza was in a position to deal with it.
Yeah, really great adjustments by both sides. We did see how a player that is more used to best of 1 then transferred over to the best of 3 after seeing that this is the same plan. Was a little bit figured out. Eric did have what it took to answer against that Choice Scarf Kyogre lead. So instead, we did see the Talonflame helping it out a little bit and not the Smeargle, and that worked perfectly fine for Mark in that 3rd game. And yeah, what a series.
Yeah, I guess he kind of saw that he wanted to get a bit more damage output with, because obviously Smeargle is quite a passive. It's got a lot of tricks up its sleeve, but it's quite a passive lead.
Yeah, we didn't see any of the tricks of the Smeargle, by the way.
No, yeah, it's interesting to know later on in the tournament that Mark still got things that we haven't seen yet on his Choice Scarf Kyogre team. So guys, we're actually going to go for a short break now, but don't go anywhere. We're going to be back with another match in round 4 of the Italian National Championships here in Milan.
Another match， 第4轮还有，这一轮打太快了，另一边还没打完，所以说还有，我们不用第5轮见了，第4轮还有第2场，稳的不行。 是的，还是瑞士人，明天才是淘汰赛哦。今天的意大利 N 是 BO3 的瑞士人。
Welcome back to the Pokemon VGC Italian Nationals. You are joining me, Matt Durrell, and the miraculous Marcus Statter, and we are going to be hopping into another game of this round.
You looked that up, didn't you?
Yeah,
you
I did.
I see. No, yeah, we're jumping right into another best-of-3 set. The first game was just concluded, and we do have Emre against Abel Sanz. Here is Emre Sahan from Germany, who already won a regional this season, and his opponent, yeah, one of the really old veterans that the VGC community has. From Spain, he was able to get a semi-finals appearance at the Pokemon World Championship all the way back in 2012 with a very aggressive team. And yeah, he's probably one of the most calculative players that we have in Europe. And yeah, he's coming back this season. He just wants to get his invitation to the World Championship here. And yeah, he's on a good way to do it.
Yeah, meanwhile, Emre Sahan has already sealed up his invitation to day one of the World Championships, thanks to his Namur winning the Namur regionals very early on in the season. But yes, their teams, as you can see on screen, Abel Sanz does have Kangaskhan, Xerneas,
好，这边是看到了一个1-0的大比分，看到这个 Flash 是一个。接近来了这个队伍，选择辅助手是选择了雷云和美梦神。这边
the Big Six that would have shortened things a little bit, but yeah, he does have just straight Big Six. You talked about his regional win, and yeah, that actually happened in the last format, in the 2015 format that was still played until the new format went into effect. So yeah, he was telling me about how he's still more comfortable with the old format. But now, of course, if you want to make sure that you get that Day 2 invitation to the Pokemon World Championship, then you have to adapt and play the new format, and not only play it, but also play it well. He could not attend German Nationals because yeah, he was at a family event. So yeah, this is his first national championship, and the same for Abel. He's just trying to gather just a little bit more championship points that would put him over the bar to get the Day 1 invitation. But yeah, Emre, as we said, fighting for the Day 2.
Yeah, I must say, Emre's team in the Namur Regional Championships was beautiful to play against. He had a Scarf Milotic on that as well, which was a lot of fun. But as we see, Emre is leading off with Kangaskhan Smeargle. So you were saying he's more comfortable with VGC 2015.
看一下双方的首发是
2015 lead right there.
插入加水翼飞龙对上是
I like this
狗
lead
带
coming
组
out
合。
from Emre. I mean, running the Big Six, of course, at this point, everybody has a plan against it, you know? So Abel's plan with Xerneas and Salamence does not seem like he wants to just hard counter it or anything, but he wants to just play a maneuverable game, like a little bit more like passive potentially, having intimidated an Xerneas that can deal with quite a few of Big Six leads. However, Emre just going with Kangaskhan and Smeargle, he's going out there and saying, okay, so I don't know what exactly your team's plan is against Big Six. So if I go with Kangaskhan and Smeargle, there's of course always the chance that you get a little bit some moody boost here and there, something that helps.
这里的话呢，水翼飞龙好像不是很好打狗啊，但是狗换组
not in the best of positions. So by doing that, yeah, he's just saying, okay, show me what your plan is.
Yeah, so we see the Smeargle switching out for the Talonflame, and speaking of moody
这样的话会不会吃个高音会比较难受呢？他说这里会耿直舍身撞左边。
was getting very good boosts and also very bad drops at the very same time. So it did make for a very interesting game, but we do see the Kangaskhan Mega Evolving right now. The Salamence protects potentially.
好，水翼的保护还不错。
protects from the. Oh, we do see a power up.
升级权直接读双保护的，这一波幻化狗的根本原因就是我要升级权。
This Kangaskhan right now is at a very strong attack stat. While Xerneas does go for the moon.
这边给一波月爆，哇，这个太亮了，我觉得啊，用火势来挡了一发妖精机器人，莫名其妙的 神仙夺
but it looks like
太神了吧这个 而且我们看到这个路是比戴龙要慢的
That is of course a play that
好神奇啊
really
这个路居然比戴龙要慢
doing when I was using Kangaskhan teams. It's a little bit tougher to pull off in this year's format since
我们知道戴龙在 Mega 之前的速
outspeeds
度
the
只是
Kangaskhan and also
90
boosting
哦
Xerneas would have been really devastating for him.
一个种度是
But, yeah, since
90 的
we saw,
戴龙
the
比
move
这个
blast coming out,
路
that actually worked out
先
perfectly
出手
fine for
升
him.
级
And now
权
he has the potential
这
to
感觉
set
这是一
up
个
a
很有趣的
tailwind
路
more
啊
early. But yeah, also Emre.
但是其实现在的戴龙也就是加一啊，因为被威吓了一下。
Talonflame, the Smeargle, and the Kangaskhan make an appearance here, so that could
好，
hinder
换
his
着
damage
不
output
想
a
被
little.
李婶身上换草缸吗？有没有草缸啊？没有草缸是没梦想。通常一个用来联防的，我都会默认为草缸。哦，双点吗？刚好没有打出半血。哇，舍身撞，撞死吗？撞不死。哦，28点血。
Yes, we do see a double edge.
这边舍身撞，哇，还理一下我一下。
as well. This is, I would say, a bigger
还是可以的。
Depends on the. Yes, just enough
死了。
recoil. Just enough recoil.
Okay, there was so much damage going on. There
狗
were
爷
so many recoil
怕
moves.
魔法反射，
In fact,
感觉
all
狗爷
three
要上
of
了。
those moves had some recoil effect to them, and that, yeah, going from the damage, that is definitely choice ban Talonflame, I would guess.
但是问题就在于这个路好像挡不住了呀。
Emre's team really just going
你上
all
狗
out there with the all offensive, and yeah,
这能挡住就是路吗？
does not like the
雷梦神的速度会加到多少呢？
Smeargle, Kangaskhan, and Talonflame here, but so far it looks like he was
或者换句话来说，你上路能挡的就是狗嘛。有没有魔法是很关键的。
Yes. So yeah, now Emre has to think about what he wants to send in. I mean, sending out his
好，路还是
Smeargle
上来了。
could technically work here, but it's probably not.
古拉，哎，拿个晴天火推带走，
because Talonflame
这是非常可以的选择。后排放一只狗，火推反伤之后，我狗哥上来。
But Cresselia, yeah,
这狗难道是围巾狗？
one of the few Pokemon that can actually take two
有点像
of those, choice band brave
A
birds,
little
and
bit
Xerneas
像
can take them as well. So by sending out Smeargle, he would have
晴
just
天
given his
火
opponent
推
the
来一发
opportunity
怎
to
么
get rid of
样
it.？ But now, yeah, bringing out the Groudon, depending on the moveset, is yeah, like his main damage.
因为刚才勇鸟打这个血量已经可以确定我会必死，而且古拉顿对路的压制力也不弱，极速古拉175血，双刀吗？
Yeah, depending on how Abel trained his Xerneas, and if that Groudon from Emre is a special variant, we could actually see something like a Brave Bird going into the Xerneas, and then also the Eruption coming out. So that is something that could like deal a lot of damage once again. And Emre, yeah, we mentioned before, he's using the big
哦，换着，
than I've
他每一步我都觉得很迷。
but yeah, so
这
far
部火推吗？
he's definitely still in this game, and yeah.
Yeah, we see
喷火
the Talonflame switch out for the Smeargle, deciding to keep
Wow,
the choice back.
喷火
It's Brave Bird for later.
这个路慢的可以
The，
真的
Eruption
慢。
is doing a lot of damage to the Xerneas.
And there is the
and
Geomancy.
大地控制，哎，这尴尬。
So much damage that I don't think it's going
这个加满了换走有点尴尬。这里讲道理，你只要选择火推这个。
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. So the
你只要选择火推这个美梦神，那你单体喷火就能喷死这个路了呀。或者说你选择勇鸟这个路也可以，反正就是竟然换走，我是这么个反应。强行给机会，哇，这真的是强行给机会。 有点爆炸。你保一个加门鸟有什么意义呢？你还不如最后进入3打1节奏。2打1，你画狗加古拉怎么可能打不过一只古拉？
Hit before his opponent's Groudon and his Xerneas correctly identifying what Smeargle is going to go for, and then yeah, either with a Dazzling Gleam or a Moonblast. To take out your opponent's damage dealers, because yeah, we mentioned it, once Groudon and Talonflame go down, Smeargle, unless of course it has Transform, cannot do any damage, and that would probably be the victory.
Yes, but Emre also has the follow me option, doesn't he?
Yeah, exactly. So if like a Dazzling Gleam and Precipice Blades, if those are the moves that Abel have, he could overcome a potential follow me. He has to be careful and watch out for a fake out right now though. So I don't know which moves were already revealed in the first game, and that could definitely make an impact on both players' plays right now.
Yes, and we see time is running out on the move selection. And we
这边的话，保护送掉画狗吧，我有保护黑洞应该是常规吧。王盾厉害。
Safe-ish play. So we do see the Moonblast from the Xerneas, but no protect from...
And the Fire Punch into the King's
Shield. 火拳哦！
Oh, that was a King's Shield. That wasn't even a Spiky Shield.
火拳打到王盾上，
now,
突然感觉这画狗好心机，应该不是气息腰带的。那么月爆没有问题，但是这个火拳就伤他。以后火拳还是不要轻易打到画狗身上，很有可能吃个王盾。大家都在互相算计。
as his ground type attack, but yeah, now with that double protect, yeah.
大家是不是看了一天比赛都很累啊？都看到后面都不愿意发弹幕了，不愿陪我聊天，好寂寞呀。
That this Smeargle does have potentially white guard and no fake out, and yeah, both trainers, of course, with that information, yeah, made the best out of that turn here.
Yes, and I mean the Xerneas is definitely within the Brave.
他说看比赛没有什么槽点。
Emre might not feel as threatened by the ground anymore, but
保护，哎，这居然保护。
And we see a follow.
这路应该是没有什么理由保护了吧？
And they
跟我来。
An eruption from
喷火。
Emre shaking his head there a little bit, was hoping to get that KO on the Xerneas, of course, because
竟然选择喷火，不选择大地之力，有趣。这为什么选喷火？因为选择打路吗？然后断崖之剑，哇，尴尬，猜拳猜错，哇，这断崖之剑根本没伤害，毕竟是吃过王盾的。
But now we do see the speed boost as well as the accuracy drop from that Smeargle. So yeah, this time
这里的话无脑广防，相信我。无脑广防。
Yeah, now,
但是不行，无脑广防不行。跟我来，跟我来，这点跟我来好一点。
I think if Abel decides to go with the correct move here with his Xerneas, expecting the right move from the Smeargle, he could still.
成田圣衣已搭乘去米兰的飞机，也就是说这个意大利 N 赛吗？他还赶着明天过来颁个奖。
Exactly. So then another choice he has to make is whether he could go for either the white guard or
继续王盾，
follow me.
跟你刚正面呢。
Decides to just go for a King's Shield and a protect once again. Also timer of course.
保护，双保护，一世友好。
Your opponent decided to go for here, which is the Moonblast and
继续越爆。
Maybe that helps him for the next turn and for the mind games that are involved here.
Yeah, and we do see an evasion boost on that Smeargle. The Smeargle now has a very nice follow me option available.
又加了回避，那么现在他的跟我来就无敌了。但是这一手会不会点广防？我就不会点，还是会点跟我来，因为91血的古拉吃先闪是应该是可以吃得下。Maybe 应该吃得下，我觉得。
I think he also favored the mixed ground recently.
保护，
好
尴尬啊！这两边一直在保来保去。继续跟我来，先个闪。哎呀，这边画狗每一招都出错，画狗被闪死了。12血怎么办？断崖之剑死了。那么，哦，这是砖头加门鸟，是这么个意思啊。所以他选择换走。 原来是砖头加门鸟，难怪不火推。
Abel's ground to be a little bit slower since he also did have that Cresselia on his team as well as Thunderous. Whereas Emre
永了加大地之力怎么样？
outspeeding his opponent to deal damage, and there we
永了
do
没
see
死。
Brave Bird Talonflame knocks itself out in the process. So now it still comes down to which of those grounds will hit
看一下
first.
谁先，
But, looks like
这里先大地之力带走，
he will take the set in a
险胜险胜。那么是恭喜这边左方选手以2比0的比分获胜，进入到瑞士人的第5轮。他现在是4胜0负喽。 有没有感觉就是欧美的比赛哦，就是 这些人的样子都比较成熟，而相对于台湾地区的比赛，可能都比较学生，这边就比较不学生，是不是有这种感觉？我看起来像是这样的。台湾那边直播到的大部分都比较年轻，只可能这边欧洲的年轻的样子就是这样，可能是我见识太短浅。可能他们现在只有10几岁，说不定。
And yeah, he actually got like a lot of reads correctly in that end game, like predicting the wide guard coming out or the follow me and vice versa. But in the end, it just was not enough, and Emre is able to beat the game, beat Abel for the 2-0 victory here.
Yes, but we will be taking a very short break while we have 2 interviews, one with Mark Dua, the previous winner, and this winner of this game, Emre Zahan. Stay tuned.
Yep, stay tuned.
OK， 那么是 Winner Interview， 接下来就是胜者采访。大家可以稍事休息，等待瑞士人第5轮的到来哦。也可以去听，也可以留在直播间里面听一下胜者采访，或者说各种各样的分析什么的。应该第5轮瑞士人是快到了。这家门两压制性超强的。
Tough position for Giovanni right now.
Yeah, and Alex's team exhibiting a lot of speed here. It doesn't have as much speed control as some other teams, but it's got a lot of power and it puts a lot of pressure on your opponent. So Xerneas is going to protect here. Are we going to see no feint coming out from the scissor? There's going to be a Brave Bird. Who's it going to target?
这边勇鸟应该是把螳螂给 KO 掉了吧？
Oh no, it goes into the Quasar.
不打螳螂 ，CT 打出气势腰带，那么这个路要死，我跟你说。
Revealing the focus sash for
快龙点进右边，然后子弹拳左边。
The bullet punch is going to come out onto the Xerneas' protect and a dragon ascent.
哦，双点，这尴尬了。
Protect from Giovanni Milani.
这就很尴尬了，双点。
Alexander was maybe was
那可能
predicting because he was thinking about switching
神速吧，被逼着神速了，这里就肯定要被逼出来神速。这神速能打得死家门两这个绿血嘛，还是蛮健康的哦。
Just attacking from the Talonflame. Now Talonflame is able to get the quick guards because you still just can feint and extreme speed with Xerneas.
So Rayquaza is going to protect here, doesn't want to take any Brave Birds coming out from Talonflame there. And here comes the Quick Guard, going to stop any bullet punches coming out from the Scissor. But there's the feint. It's going to go onto the Xerneas. It's not going to be able to pick up the knockout. And Xerneas is going to be able to do some massive damage to that Scissor, knocking it out with the dash.
谢谢 SG 送的3个166。那样呀，那就比较尴尬了呀。感觉这边拉不下这一局，这路在家门两的掩护下无脑闪，海皇牙、海猎组合。
Not this turn, but the turn before, it would have been really great. Obviously, with that Brave Bird targeting into the Rayquaza, it would have survived with the Focus Sash, and he would have been able to get rid of that boosted Xerneas, which just does cause a lot of headaches for a lot of Pokemon. So obviously now he's got to worry about that Brave Bird coming out from Talonflame to pick up the knockout onto the Rayquaza. Rayquaza's kind of forced to use its extreme speed here. But Kyogre coming in, obviously a very special.
但是依然是没有办法打。
Xerneas will be attacking using its special attack, so it should be able to survive at least one attack here. But it just depends on how Alex is going to be able to respond to that big Brave Bird and Giovanni's Pokemon in the back.
Yeah, we could probably see in Quick Guard and definitely more like a Brave Bird, and Giovanni is forced to use Quick Guards just to get short, to get a safe play. You can predict and go like Brave Bird into Rayquaza and Moonblast into Kyogre to get more damage out, but I don't think so. I guess maybe what Alexander can do is double protect the Rayquaza, predicting the quick attack, Quick Guard, and attacking with Kyogre and keeping your Rayquaza on stage.
And there goes that protect, but it fails, and a Quick Guard coming out from Talonflame there. So you were right, you made the perfect call, Nemanja. And how is Xerneas going to respond here? It's going to do a Dazzling Gleam, taking out that Rayquaza and putting Kyogre just over half HP. And Kyogre on its own against a physical attacker and a boosted Xerneas isn't going to be fun.
And obviously
and it, yeah, it's going to knock out both Pokemon. Sorry, I forgot that.
So it's
going to be a one-on-one. Who's Giovanni's last Pokemon going to be? Is it going to be that Groudon?
one
I
on
count
one.
on Groudon because when I see Giovanni's face, I don't think it's like something like Salamence. So I most likely think that how he's looking is probably got Groudon in the back.
He looks pretty happy. That's true. Oh, but it is the Salamence. It's the Salamence coming
水翼
out.
飞龙，
So
那就
Intimidate's
one
going to
on
go
one
into the
失败。
Kyogre, who isn't going to care too much
海皇
about
这
that,
边
not
要
using its
GG
physical attack
，109
one bit.
血吃不
So,
下神神杖。
it's going to be whether or not a Kyogre can survive a double edge at this range.
This will be interesting because okay, when I see on both phases, it's more like okay, I'm more physical based Salamence. This should be getting a knockout, but Alexander is smiling too much, so maybe he know it, maybe he don't know it. I'm very curious now. So we see the Mega Evolution by Salamence, seeing the double edge.
Here goes the double edge. Will it pick up the knockout? Will Giovanni Milani win this match? Oh, it does!
死
Oh,
了。
so there
那
we
么
go. The big double
双
edge
方
coming
进
out
入
from
1-1 节
Giovanni
奏。
Milani's Mega Salamence, taking out the Primal Kyogre of Alexander Kun, and this match has gone to 1 apiece. So that's 1 game to Alexander Kun in the first round. Giovanni Milani picking up a win in the second, and yeah, still all to play for. What an ending to that game.
Oh man, I really like this Nationals right now because we always have so much great matches. We're a very cool team right now.
And down to the wire. Like Lee Provost match, down to the wire. This match, down to the wire. Everything's on the line for these players. Everyone wants to get to Worlds. Everyone wants to perform as well as they can in the last European National Championship before the World Championships later on in August. So it's just some big matches coming out.
Oh man, this is really good. I'm curious if you are going to see Smurgle again.
好
Because Salamence
John
looks like a good
这
position in
个
the back, so I guess he
这
will
个
be back.
队伍既然叫
Again, we are
John，
seeing on Giovanni's team Smurgle, Xerneas, Talonflame, Salamence, Raichu and Groudon. And on Alexander's team
有趣
we're going to see the Sceptile, Rayquaza, Kyogre, Zapdos, Caesar and Clefairy.
So if you're
Clefairy.
Alexander Kun at this point in time and you want to lead, do you go full aggro against Xerneas again with that Scissor Mega Sceptile play, or do you try and mix it up?
You always have, when you're playing against Smurgle, you always have to be, you have an answer. What happens if Smurgle is in front of you in the lead? So I guess Smurgle is, Caesar is a very good Pokemon for the lead for Alexander. But we didn't saw Zapdos.
确实这边 Alexander 可能对于
if he's running Tailwind or
对于路的压制性可能不是很够，因为加文鸟这一手快防太能压了。
Just to get the Groudon off back. But maybe most likely when you ran Rayquaza and Kyogre, you won't have to do hidden power water.
Yeah. So Zapdos could be an interesting pick here. But if you're Giovanni Milani, do you want to change things up? Do you think having Salamence in the back there was a bit of a risk? Could it have been better if the Groudon was hidden in the back?
Yeah, when you see you most likely want Groudon in the back. I don't know. Maybe he's very attack-based trained, Salamence, so it would be an easy KO because when you see on Alexander's team, it's more very offensive team. So I don't think he trained Kyogre very well on defense and HP. So this shouldn't be a problem. Okay, now we see the leads. We are seeing by Alexander Kun against Caesar and Sceptile lead, and Giovanni playing the Salamence and Raichu lead.
So once again, guys, we are now in the third match of this round 3 game between Alexander Kun, Giovanni Milani, both 1 apiece here, and we've got a possible double Lightning Rod lead. Raichu having the Lightning Rod ability and Sceptile gaining the Lightning Rod ability before, well, once it gets Mega Evolved. So any sort of
还是蜥蜴王加上
raising their special attack.
螳螂的首发，但是这一次比较伤了，因为这边并没有上路，上了一个血翼飞龙，这一下被威吓的有点大大。不过不怕的就是这边蜥蜴王有一手技能叫
No, we only saw the
在确定速度优势之后呢，可以用龙波来打一波输出。螳螂可能要走了。诶，蜥蜴王走了，有趣。皮皮保护吗？不是，你一个被威吓的螳螂留场有什么用？你不打算，然后难道你这里有剑舞？拍肯定拍蜥蜴王啊，想不用想。 个螳螂没威胁。 高音哇有点伤，半血哇 critical hit 蛮虐，命运蛮虐，瞬间没有爆炸，吃下来了这个蛮虐。60点血，那有点伤。
This could be very interesting if we didn't see the Clefairy. This should be with the life up damage, probably a 1 KO, the KO of Scissor. So again, Clefairy doing his job very well, thanks to Friend Guard, who gives your partner your next Pokemon 33, right? No?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. So a raised defense, raised physical defense and special defense is a very popular Pokemon. We saw it a lot in German nationals. Obviously, a lot partnered with Xerneas to really help it stay around after it's picked up its Geomancy boost. And Alexander Kuhn used it on stream there as well with his Mega Rayquaza and his Kyogre. So opting to bring it this match to give a redirection option here. But Scissor not really in the best of positions.
Not really, no. He's going to take the hit by Salamence, by Hyper Voice getting knocked off. You could feint into to the Raichu, but we see the switch out into Rayquaza. Very interesting.
Yeah, so here comes the Rayquaza there. It's going to activate the Airlock ability, but there are no primal Pokemon on the field, so it doesn't really matter too much. And the Protect coming out from Clefairy doesn't want to take any more damage and wants to still, obviously, keep that Friend Guard for later on in the game. Here comes a Hyper Voice from Mega Salamence. It's going to do some significant damage to the Rayquaza and a Volt directly into Clefairy there. So
倒螳螂的话，这边气息压带就没了。
Most importantly, keeping that really precious ability out.
Yeah, and
那么会神速吗
by Giovanni not taking out, not switching out the Raichu, because when you are hitting by feint, you just get knocked off. So maybe an option by Giovanni was switch out the Raichu, get the fake out pressure in the back, but he just wants straight up sort of wall tackle, actually a physical tape based Raichu actually, and now it's going to see. In Kassel, so in German nationals, Alexander Kuhn was running a sword dance Rayquaza. Maybe we're going to see it again. Most likely with Clefairy, you got the supporter, you got the Sash maybe we saw?
Yeah, we saw the Sash already in the first game. So
Sword Dance wouldn't be surprising. Now we see the Follow Me by Clefairy.
跟我来
You're going to see this Sword Dance coming.
然后
So
是
Salaman's
高
going to
音
voice once again. Obviously, just want to throw out some damage here.
6点血 critical hit 肉 CD 这边高压电机打一下
Is it going to knock out the Raichu though? Is Giovanni going to get a free switch?
这 CT 其实
It survives this turn as well, not going down.
画龙点睛打左边
coming out from the Rayquaza, and it's going to do big.
感觉 Alexander 这边有点
There we go,
有点
leaving
飞
just under half
被 CT 了2下
and special defense falling as well.
A very unfortunate crit for Alexander because the wall tackle damage should be get to knock off the own Raichu, but now he's not able to get the knock off. He's really thinking because he's not able to get the extreme speed on Salamence to get the knock off, and he already got Scissor in the back. So he need both priority attacks to get the knock off, but only on one Pokemon. So he's not able to get in one turn both Pokemon knocked off.
Yeah, exactly. And Raichu known for being able to drop Nuzzles as well, as an attack that will do physical damage but also leaves the Pokemon paralyzed, or the opposing Pokemon paralyzed.
螳螂上来了，用佯攻吗？
For Alexander Kuhn, and his
这
back is against the wall. He's got one Pokemon.
这雪域飞龙怎么办
left.
啊？
Against
高音
his
双
Salamence
杀
taking
了，
hyper voices like there's no tomorrow. He's
难道就不考虑一下蜥蜴王吗？
From Giovanni's side of the field.
Yeah, very much damage.
为什么这里要上螳螂呢？
Very tough position right now. Bringing Scissors, I mentioned.
送蜥蜴王神速加龙波不是蛮好的吗？
So maybe we're going to protect by Rayquaza and knock off by. Right now, I don't see. I think he's going to attack the Salamence. It's a way bigger threat.
Yeah, so are we going to see a Mega Evolution coming out from Rayquaza here? And if he's got that extreme speed, then that could do a significant amount of damage to that Salamence.
如果你选择 Mega 类工作的话呢，后面的蜥王要怎么办呢？蜥王不 Mega 吗？
Salamence survives this turn and gets a Hyper Voice off.
谢谢湖人记的初级筹情，非常感谢。还是选择神速右边。那么螳螂怎么办？子弹拳。
And how is Bullet Punch coming out, going onto that Salamence? Is
打了死吗？
Oh, it survives!
哦，没有死，那就
There goes that Hyper Voice, going to do so much damage.
我觉得还是蜥王比较稳。
knock out both Pokemon on that exit side of the field, and you can see his face.
恭喜右方选手以2比1的比分赢得瑞士人第3轮。
Very good playback. It's not his only play he could make, but I guess it's more like 1 or 2 HP he survived with. Yeah, but it's always nice to see like how Giovanni and Alexander are always smiling about it, not taking it too seriously, just having fun. It's always great to see this.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is why people play Pokemon. Obviously, it is a competitive game and people like to win, but obviously it's playing with friends, meeting new people, and just having some great matches that people really want to have. So we've got the Xerneas coming out from Giovanni Milani here, and there is that Sceptile in the back. Not going to want to face these two Pokemon. Obviously, the flying type moves coming out from Mega Salamence is going to do super effective damage. The fairy type moves coming out from Xerneas is going to do super effective damage.
Most likely. Maybe you want some action, bring some action with Sceptile. But I don't think you have to.
Yeah, I mean,
just talking about Alexander and Giovanni. But it's most likely over. Giovanni won the match, and he's going to be one of the few players who went 3-0 in this tournament right now.
Yeah. So Alex is obviously his back is against the wall. Is he? Oh, but he's still going to go for it though. He's going to play out. He's going to play out the game. He's going to show Giovanni that he may be down, but he's not out. We've got the Mega Evolution coming out from Sceptile here, and a Grass Knot going to come out. It's going to take some damage onto that Xerneas. It's going to do a surprising amount of damage there, leaving it over half HP, and the Double Edge going to take Sceptile all the way down. And so that's it, guys. Our second round 3 match for you there is a win for Giovanni Milani. You can see him on his stream.
好，恭喜又发选手。
A nice little handshake there from Giovanni and from Alexander Kuhn. Both players still happy. Obviously not exactly what Alex Kuhn wanted, but just showing the camaraderie that this sort of events usually bring for these trainers.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, after these 2 great matches, we are going to take from the first match the winner, taking an interview with him. Just stay tuned, give us a couple of seconds, and we will
我有点累，今天好像播了好久。
Escobosa is coming up next.
那么瑞士人第3轮打完的话，我应该会在第4轮开始的时候回来。我现在先去找点水啊，或者我现在直播时间有多长？11个小时。 还可以，反正这个 N 赛我这边会一直播着的但是我可能说话会比较少吧，因为台湾 N 赛的今天说话说了好多，感觉有点累的。我现在先去稍微歇一会儿。那么这边过场也是有这个电音之王的，你们就听听这个电音吧。我应该会在瑞士人第4轮的时候回来的。 那么先跟大家来一波暂时的告别，我们第4轮见了，哈哈。
Hello trainers, welcome back. My name is Jay Blake and I'm joined with the winner of our first round 3 match, Andres Escobosa. And it was a little while ago, but what a breakneck win for you.
Yeah, really. It was really fast first games. Like all 3 games were very fast.
Yeah, I mean, Tailwind played a really big part in both those games.
Yeah.
How did you feel
这个应该也是7到8轮
game and then replying with your own in the second?
Well, I wasn't really expecting
第4轮几点开始就得看这一边的节奏
I had to really adapt to that in the game too, but
Yeah.
I think that went well.
Well, we said before on stream that you guys have played each other a fair amount. You've faced each other 3 times, I believe, in tournaments this year.
3 times before.
So how do you feel that information helped you with this win?
Well, it helped a bit because like I know how he plays, so
Yeah.
But he also knows how I play, so it goes both ways.
Yeah, it doesn't make it an easy match in your favor. It actually just makes the experience a bit more intense for you guys, right?
Yeah. And most of the times he wins, so
oh wow,
it's
so
actually very nice that I win for a change.
Yeah, so like a bit of an upset here in Milan. But so obviously you're now up into round 4. You've got a really good record going into it.
Yeah.
How do you feel about your results for this tournament?
Well, I think it will go very well. So if I just keep going like I'm doing right now,
Yeah, of course. So
maybe I'll get top cut again, like in Germany last 2 weeks ago.
I think, yeah,
3 weeks?
3 weeks ago. It feels like forever.
Yeah.
I've missed commentating so much that it feels like it could have been a year ago now.
Yeah.
But so obviously you're playing for the chance to get into the World Championship.
Yeah.
You want to make sure you get there. What would it mean for you to go to San Francisco this year?
Well, it would just be like really great to just also meet players from like all over the world. So
Yeah. I mean, we were talking about it, Nemanja and I, and yeah, the chance to meet players from all over the world, like-minded people, and really just celebrate Pokemon. Obviously, we have 20 years of Pokemon this year, so it's going to be an amazing event.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
Yeah, so hopefully you can continue your winning streak and get there.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Yeah.
Like, I think I'll go to Worlds even without a paid invite, but...
Oh, okay, amazing, yeah.
Would be really nice if I get that paid trip.
And guys, I mean, as Andres just said, going to the World Championship, even if you're not competing in the tournament, is an amazing experience. And also, I just noticed you've got a Mew Pokemon out of your pocket.
Yeah.
Hello, Mew. Hello.
Yeah, it's my mascot a bit.
Okay, cool. So hopefully Mew can lead you to another win later on in the tournament.
Yeah.
So guys, we're actually going to take another quick break, and I'll be joined now, just directly afterwards, by Giovanni Milani, the winner of our second round 3 match. So don't go anywhere.
我就走开了一会儿，他又开始卡了，无解。好 ，sorry。不过我回来啦，那就没有问题啦，是吧？只要我还在，你们都不用慌，是吧？有没有道理？哇，今天房管也是陪了我10几个小时在这里看的，很感动。第4轮还没开始，刚刚到楼下转了一圈，到楼下办了点事情，转了一圈。然后这竟然开始转圈咯，谢谢，我也爱你们。我感觉这个确实等这个比赛之间的间隔好像很长了不要的。卡的不行。讲段子怎么样？想听什么段子？所以我段子并不多。
Hello trainers, welcome back
Hello
to
trainers.
Italy Nationals 2016. My name is
Jay,
I'm joined by the man, the legend,
Coming soon.
I'm just trying to make you laugh here.
Yeah,
it's almost working, isn't it? It's
Thank
almost
you.
working.
Yeah, okay, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're
Marcus,
back for the 4th
Jay.
round now. Yeah, I mean, we saw a lot of very interesting games, like
Very
really
close games.
Yeah, tension all over the place.
Yeah,
speed control and tension.
There's been a
That's
lot of
probably,
like last gasp, last turn games.
Yes.
Like obviously Lee Provost having that unfortunate heartbreaking moment with Ferrothorn earlier in the game.
Yeah, Francesco Bardini as well.
Oh my
and
God.
now it doesn't stop. We have more very big names
Yes.
coming up for this 4th round here. So
Our 4th round games are going to be Eric Rioch of Spain and Marc Duo of Italy. So Eric Rioch, king of top 8 it seems. He got UK Nats top 8 and he's also top 8 at 2 regionals
UK
recently.
top 8
But unfortunately,
英国
I don't
N
know
赛
too much
拿到
about
了
Marc
前
Duo.
8。
Marcus, do you know anything?
yeah, I mean Eric obviously already having his day 2 invitation. Very famous player, one of the best we currently have in Europe at the moment, and one of the best in Spain as well. But yeah, Marc Duo, I don't think too many people would know him. But if you play online a lot and if you keep track on what is happening on the online battles,
Yep.
if you play like on BattleSpot and
Yep.
there you check out the rankings, then you might have come across some Mark from Italy.
这两个人
since
不就
he
是
was first
欧洲的
place
N 赛一直都是
for,
他们
like,
两
in
个
the
吧？
entire world for quite a bit of time. And yeah, I don't know, like I played against him randomly, and after that I was like trying to find a way to contact him because I thought that he played really well and I didn't know who he was. He had some really cool ideas.
Did you win?
Yeah, I won. Yeah,
Okay.
I
So
won. But
Marcus
I
is still great, guys. Marcus is still great. But yeah, I mean, being king of the hill, #1 in battle spot, takes a lot of work. And I mean, it's not just about live tournaments, guys. There is also the online ladder on battle spot, and it's a great way to get some practice in for live events. And yeah, to go that far, I mean, obviously it's best of 1, and these tournaments are now best of 3, but it's still, it gives you really good ideas on what's going to be happening later on at these sort of events.
And so I was asking him about like what his championship point count is, because I was expecting it to be super high, but he said, I have like a lot of studying to do at the moment, and he went to a regional, but it didn't go that well. Like it came down to the very last
马上开始了，瑞士人第4
轮，
激动人心啊！瑞士人又来
I think. So he's just playing to see.
看到这边是一个海类组合，最近海类组合有点多，而且这个海类组合还带的是马鲁拉，超高速的一个下马威，再配合这个草缸，你看一下草缸反空间，两个草系的反空间能力都是非常非常强的。总体来说，辅助跟输出相得益彰。那么马克这边会怎么样应对这个海练呢？
Because sometimes it's tough. Like even if you know that you have a running core of 4 Pokemon, you still need to round it out in a way that you can have like not only solid matchups but also some very good matchups, so that especially in such a long tournament, sometimes it's really good to fall back on having the team advantage, and he's trying to get that with Ditto and Talonflame. And yeah, Eric's team, he's using the exact same team I think that he already used in the UK Nationals, maybe made some changes here and there, but yeah, it's actually going to be a Rayquaza Kyogre mirror match.
Yeah, which is not something that we're used to seeing too often. Obviously, dual primals having an exceptional performance in Liverpool, and then the rise of Xerneas again for German nationals. So having this Kyogre Rayquaza mirror match is pretty interesting. So guys, we're going to see Mark on the left-hand side of your screen, Eric Grioche on the right-hand side of your screen, and we're about to kick it into this round 4 match. So here we go. Our leads are going to be that Smeargle Kyogre coming out from Mark.
这边是画狗加海皇牙。
So
这海皇牙有毒。
You are realizing
这海皇牙并没有原始回归。
Screen.
非常的厉害，围巾海皇。
Choice Scarf Kyogre is probably like
Choice Scarf.
The main reason why I really wanted to get into contact with him, because he played it in such a good way, like really pressuring with his Smeargle and Kyogre lead, and that is also what he would do all the time, because he says that with his Smeargle and Kyogre he just feels comfortable taking on any matchup, and yeah.
画狗，其实要带画狗，围巾的海皇。好，转圈。 可以。
Right here. So yeah, he might already.
其实这个转圈节奏勉强可以接受。乱气流，对上没有古拉队伍啦，围巾海皇还是有点一拍，这边画狗被拍了很多血。命运，这什么？神速削血，不然很容易会死掉。但是裂空不是稳吃吗？哇，这个是根源波动，打不动左边。 右边也打不死，画狗看一下加什么。
Yeah, a good play here by both players, I would think. Mark opting to go with the Origin
看不懂这个语言，好像加的是命中率。
on his Kyogre, so he didn't want to go with Water Spout. That is more accurate and also has more base power, but since after taking that extreme speed, Origin Pulse was the correct choice. We also did see that the Smeargle flinched before the Rayquaza or the Kyogre moved, so it was also going for a priority attack. Maybe also
这边继续根源波动双杀。
Yeah, both players are just.
那么内功罪怎么办
？Origin Pulse will take out that Weavile.
Yeah, so second Origin Pulse going down, taking that Weavile. Rayquaza hanging on again, so
画狗点睛，应该是点的画狗吧，我觉得。反正根源波动又没什么威胁。是的，画狗的威胁比较大。
Knock out that Smeargle there, and there goes the defense and special defense of that Mega Rayquaza.
Yeah, so both trainers still have their respective restricted Pokemon that they send out to lead the battle off with, and Smeargle and Weavile are now down. So yeah, Mark still does have that speed advantage right here with his Choice Scarf Kyogre, and Eric's Rayquaza is a little bit weakened now in its defenses after going for that Dragon Ascent. But now,
好，这边雷音上来了，会靠电磁波棒，但是这边 依然是有一手下马威的选择。我觉得下马威左边吧，拍他的内功状，就让你练直播好了。拍内功状是比较重要的。因为存在的问题就是你不拍内功状，很容易崩盘。
Exactly, that is something he could definitely do.
海皇要换走，换一个能吃电磁波的，并不是啊。他想换冰光，他不想用根源波动了。
Better choice to switch out the Kyogre so that then later on he can come back and go for the Ice Beam instead. Also, the way Mark plays his Kyogre and Rayquaza is entirely different from how Eric uses them, because he does use
拍了雷雨，那么就不管内功状啊。
So his Rayquaza cannot Mega Evolve and his Kyogre does not Primal Revert.
Yeah, so it's interesting that he's not using these Pokemon to what some people would call their full potential. Obviously, you've got the Blue Orb, which allows it to go under.
Come on, man！ 这个暴龙点击很长，进入神速斩杀线了。我觉得还不如拍内空，你让他这样打出一个输出来，你跟他拼神速吗？拼不赢，因为别人是 Mega 形态，这就尴尬了。这个内空座就这样死掉吗？
The only thing where I can definitely see Rayquaza be a big factor is if Eric decided to bring out his Amoonguss. However, since Mark already saw Thundurus and Weavile, he can probably safely assume that his opponent does have that Kyogre.
保护舍身状是可以接受的，但是你这带龙位置就稳吃电磁波。 哦，这边保护了，厉害！神兽打了个寂寞，然后带龙稳吃电磁波，就这样尴尬了。那么裂空座也得死了。
So a lot of priority attacks coming out here, and we're going to see what Kangaskhan is going to do. There's going to be a big damage into that Thundurus. It's going to pick up the knockout there. So in case you missed it, we have
那样的话，这边内空的神兽还是拼不过对面内空的神兽。 但是你可以读对面一手神兽换海皇牙来打，这是可以接受的。哦，那可能会有点危险，因为毕竟说这边的海皇牙对带龙的压制性太强。但是问题是你内功就即便换下去了，你上来还是一个神兽。
Mark is able to get the KO on the Rayquaza with extreme speed, or Eric has to go for extreme speed himself and not for the very powerful.
是的，保护唯一的理由就是怕神。
We've got a paralyzed Kangaskhan on the field, which is going to have to take some big damage attacks from the Mega Rayquaza and the Kyogre. And with that little HP, the Rayquaza on Mark's side of the field, as you said, is forced to probably use that extreme speed or switch out. But he doesn't want to get any more damage onto his Kyogre.
Yeah, right now Eric can probably go for that extreme speed to pick up the KO on Rayquaza, and then it might come down to whether his Kyogre is able to take out the Kangaskhan. However, since Mark still has the potential to protect his Rayquaza, then Airlock would still be